You risk your life to save the riffraff at the bar?
They may be drinkers, but they're also human beings. And they may be salvaged. I had to do it.
Holy Batmanathon. Hello, it's me, Andrew Thomas. Here with another Batman, Christopher Johnson.
Hello, everyone.
And we're continuing Batmanthia, aka Year of the Bat.
It's the Batmanathon. We'll get used to it.
Yeah. Yeah. But we're discussing the very first Batman motion picture, which is basically a TV movie. Batman, the movie.
Well, yeah, very true.
Only in theatrical form.
Yeah.
Yeah. But want to go into the overview?
Sure. Batman the Movie is a 1966 superhero film based on the Batman television series and the first full-length theatrical adaptation of the DC Comics character Batman. The film was released by 20th Century Fox and directed by Leslie H. Marthison and written by Lorenzo Semple Jr. The film stars Adam West as Batman and Burt Ward as Robin. The film hit theaters 2 months after the last episode of the first season of the television series. The film includes most members of the original TV cast, with the exception of Julie Newmar, who played Catwoman on the show's first 2 seasons. For the movie, she was replaced by Lee Merriweather.
Yep. So, you want to get into the synopsis?
Well, sure. The dynamic duos of Batman and Robin face their 4 foulest fiends, the Joker, the Penguin, the Riddler, and Catwoman, who have joined forces to hold the world for ransom with the help of a secret invention that instantly dehydrates people.
Well, this movie was interesting. I still enjoyed it, but it was so interesting.
I mean, yeah, it was enjoyable, but dear God, some things were just, what? What's happening? Why is this happening?
Yeah, reminds us of the Beatles' help and the Beatles' Magical Mystery Tour with those weird.
Oh yeah, this is dripping in the 1960s. Really dripping in the 1960s.
Yep. But I thought Adam West did really good as Batman.
Well, yes. I mean, with being the first man to play Batman in a major adaptation, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, of course he's going to be great, and playing it in his own unique way.
Yep.
Because with this being the 1960s, this was during the Silver Age of comics, where the superhero characters were a lot more colorful and more family-oriented.
From the comic book quote code.
Yeah, because the comics code. So therefore, instead of Batman, trying to break villains' bones, maybe use a nice little gadget or two. Give him a nice bruise.
Yeah, he also fought dinosaurs and time traveled.
Ace the Bat Hound.
Wore different capes. Which was a fun.
Oh, no. What about changing every color
Yeah.
of his suit
Yeah.
just to make sure people didn't notice that, Robin has the same injury Dick Grayson got after he saved that person from a mugger. And then he ends up wearing a whole rainbow suit.
Yeah.
But yeah, Adam West is great, with his unique overacting.
Yeah. He plays it mainly straight. All the comedic lines straight.
Yeah, which it's charming. It's charming. He's very charming.
Yeah. And we get to see more of him as Bruce Wayne in this movie.
Yeah, which is something I forgot.
Yeah, he doesn't do that much at least in the first season of Batman, he doesn't do that much. It was his insistence that he be out of the cow more because he felt he was getting lost in that cow. And so if you see more in seasons 2 and 3 of Batman 66, he's out of it a little bit more on certain episodes.
Well, I think that makes sense. Yeah. I mean, there are times where Bruce Wayne has to do Bruce Wayne things.
Yep. So, and he even does a huge. He even has a huge scene as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, where, oh dear God, hearing Bruce Wayne or Batman say he is going to kill someone, that threw me for a loop. I thought this was, a fun, happy show where everybody, was go-go dancing and whatnot. No. Batman had bodies. He took bodies. Yep. He threatened to take bodies.
Yep, he fought the henchmen all without his suit when he was captured because they were trying to lower Batman. Not putting two together.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, in suit or without suit, he can still hold his own in a fight.
Yep, he was the one with the common sense compared to Robin.
Well, even though how old was Burt Ward?
Like 20s. Playing 17, yeah. Yeah. Essentially, Robin is a naive kid. Yeah. Yep.
And speaking of that, Burt Ward is great as Dick Grayson.
Yeah.
A.K.A. Robin.
He's mainly Robin through this whole entire movie.
Yeah.
He's only Dick Grayson for like 2 scenes. The opening scene and then when Bruce comes back from rescuing himself.
Very true. And dear God, all of the holy-isms.
Holy Polaris. Holy Sardine. Yeah.
All the holy-isms.
Yep.
I think that is one of the most major things involving Burt Ward's interpretation of Robin. All of the holy-isms.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And thank the Lord they actually let him have, like, additional spandex, for his legs, so this man didn't have to just wear a Speedo.
Yeah, but Burt Ward also got tortured with all the stunts. Yep. From both the show and the movie. He kept getting himself injured because they didn't use his stunt double that much.
So only Adam West and, like, some of the other actors got stunt doubles. This man had to fend for himself.
Yep.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
That's not right.
Yep, they said if there was anything, Burt Ward said if there was anything dangerous, they always use Burt. That was their rule.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
But hey, he's a trooper.
Yep. Then should we talk more about the other allies?
Well, yeah, for what little we get them. I mean, such as Neil Hamilton as Commissioner Gordon, Stafford Rep as Chief O'Hara.
Fire Bagora.
Oi, Bagora!
Yeah.
Of course, they need to have an overly Irish stereotype.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Madge Blake is Aunt Harriet for
one scene.
And how long was even that scene?
like less than 30 seconds.
But hey, she got credit.
Yeah.
And of course,
Alan Napier.
yes, Alan Napier as Alfred Pennyworth.
Yeah, now Alfred had a lot to do. He took over. He filled in for Batman during
Stakeout.
Yeah, he had like his own bat things on.
He had his own bat-themed domino mask.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, how many people really know who Alfred is?
Yeah.
In public? But okay.
Well, they had to give the impression that Batman was still with them, even though he's the one who's on the date.
But Batman wears a head covering cowl and has a cape.
Yeah, well, everyone's stupid in this show.
True.
Yeah.
Remember, Batootsie.
And
all the go-go
and
dancing.
also Batman and Robin are official part of the police department.
Which, why would you let a masked vigilante essentially...
They're not vigilantes. They're against vigilanteism. They say it in the movie.
But you're masked individuals stopping crime. But yet...
And they're not allowed to take off the mask or else they'll lose their privilege.
How does that work? That they essentially are the police along with the police? Does it make sense to have masked individuals be the police with the police?
It made sense for the 60s.
Okay.
It was the 60s, like you said. Go with
Crazy
it.
time.
Yeah.
Crazy time.
People will believe anything.
And then again, it also... Well, he is a billionaire. That does explain all the different vehicles that they end up driving around in. Mm-hmm. I mean, the classic Batmobile.
Yeah.
The Batcopter.
Yeah. That was made for the movie, but they used for seasons 2 and 3 of the show.
But it does make me wonder, does Bruce have his own, area to store the Batcopter? Is it Wayne Tech, or does Gotham just hold it for him?
I think Gotham holds it for him. When he says he's Batman, just give him the Batcopter. Which, essentially, if you look back at it, anyone could say that they're Batman, they could just give him the Batcopter.
Didn't they also have the Batboat?
Yes.
I swear.
Yeah.
What a crazy time this version of Gotham City is.
Yep, and Commissioner Gordon was the semi-smarter one compared to Chief O'Hara.
Yeah, of course the chief of police has to be kind of bumbling.
Yeah. Yep.
Though, there is one thing about Commissioner Gordon that is a running theme for like a number of these films. Why doesn't he look like what he's supposed to look like from the comics?
Well, mainly because in the 60s they kept changing up. He didn't really have an official thing till the Frank Miller, really.
So essentially until the Bronze Age during the 80s.
Yeah. So in the comics he even looked different in the 60s comics also.
So no glasses, no...
Well, he had glasses, but I don't think he had a mustache.
But that's his thing.
Nah.
That's his thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I swear.
Yeah.
But with talking about the heroes and their allies, why don't we go into the villains?
The disasterly supervillains.
Starting with, actually, Lee Merriweather as Catwoman.
The woman who wasn't the original Catwoman in the TV show. But you can also know from her disguise as Mikitka with a fake Russian accent.
Which she actually did a good Russian accent.
Yeah. And she was good at seducing Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. And it's close to what Julie Newmar has played it, but she also kind of does it in her own unique way.
Yeah.
You know, it does feel, you know, authentic, even though it's not Julie Newmar. I mean, there's only...
The only similarity is like the dark hair, the way they have their hair put together when they're Catwoman.
And also the weird pointed eyebrows.
Yeah.
Which, why? You're wearing a mask? Why do you need that additional aesthetic?
Yeah. Yeah, but she plays a big part, faking her kidnapping and then...
Yeah, essentially trying to play Bruce's heart.
Yeah, which leads to a heartbreaking moment once he finds out it's Batman.
How could this happen to me? I made my mistake.
And then you don't really know that he's crying or not because he was all wet during the final climax. That fight.
Oof.
Yep.
Poor Burt Ward.
Yeah.
And of course, the next major one, which I feel as though he kind of got shafted, Cesar Romero as the Joker.
I think he's the henchman of the other three.
How are you going to do that to the arch enemy of Batman? Essentially have him be the lowest level in the rank of supervillain hierarchy?
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that does the dirty work?
Yep.
Really?
He keeps Connor's Midlab company for the most part.
Played by Reginald Denny. Commodore. Yeah.
Yeah. He also guest starred in an episode of the 60s show, guest starring the Riddler as the main villain. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Cesar Romero is fantastic, as always, as the Joker. And, of course, that man refusing to shave off his mustache.
They gave him a career.
Yeah, I mean, it's his thing. It's his look.
Yeah.
It's iconic. No, I'm not going to shave off my mustache just to put on makeup. No, you're going to see my mustache under that makeup.
Yeah. Yep. The only real thing he has is always inner fighting between him and the other bad guy.
Well, think about all these colorful, outrageous criminals with their own gimmicks.
Yeah, like I said, he's just their henchman.
Which is messed up. He's the arch enemy. He's the number one guy.
Like I said, comic book code.
Well, true. That's why they toned him down. There was a period of time Joker wasn't even in the comics because, well, his first appearance in the comics, he was stabbing people.
Yeah.
He was doing the murder.
Now this one he's just literally the joke of everything.
Yeah, Joy Buzzer. I think, doesn't he use a mallet at some point?
I think so.
Well, not a dangerous mallet. Yeah. And, catapults.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah. And let's go into the other one.
Yes. Burgess Meredith as the Penguin. Wah, 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 wah.
Yeah. He literally looked like the comic book character come to life.
Yeah, which really that's what the Penguin truly looked like during that time. He wasn't, looking more like the freaking bird, with flippers and longer nose and things like that. He mob bossed that just like penguins.
Yeah. He even disguised himself as Commodore Midlab to go into the Batcave.
Even though Batman and Robin immediately knew, this is the Penguin.
Yeah, but that's also Batman's fault for deciding, hey, let's just give Penguin what he wants.
We'll humor him.
Yeah.
Before we arrest him.
Yeah. Or just let him go by with his plan with the world leaders.
Even though we already know what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some questionable parts on Batman's part.
Yeah. But Burgess Meredith is great as the Penguin.
Yep.
I mean, he really hams it up.
Yep. He bought a submarine from the Pentagon using the alias Penguin.
How did no one figure that out? And also, why in this interpretation, why did none of the characters, with the exception of the Joker, have their actual known aliases?
Because that was the TV show. They had no real aliases unless you were called King Tut.
Which is some shenanigans. We all know the Penguin is Oswald Cobblepot. We all know Catwoman is Selena Kyle.
But no, that's their real name is Catwoman.
And the Penguin.
And the Riddler.
He's Edward Nygma. Dang it.
Or else they wouldn't have anyone to recast. True. So.
Well, true.
And let's talk about...
But now, the biggie. The one who, in my opinion, as far as this version of Batman, really is the main villain.
Yeah.
Frank Gorshin as the Riddler.
I do agree with you on that. I always saw him as this version of Batman's arch enemy, not the Joker in this one.
And I think during this time in the comics, I think Riddler was used the most.
Yeah, he just got reintroduced at that time. So that's why they decided to go use him more. They even gave him some of the Joker stories in the 60s show.
Which is some shenanigans.
Yeah.
But I do have to acknowledge the Riddler had drip. I mean, that suit at the beginning of the film, that's the definition of drip.
Yeah. He even had a smart plan. Kidnap Bruce Wayne for ransom by using Miss Kitka. It was smart because he didn't know that Bruce Wayne was Batman, but...
Yeah. And it fits with his M.O. Because the Riddler is the smartest of all of them.
And he also left riddles also during the through missile.
Yeah, which somehow, some way, Batman and Robin are able to figure out, like, how? And just through happenstance of certain events that happen when they're trying to stop, any major, any dire threat, they're able to figure out that the Riddler, Penguin, Joker, and Catwoman are all working together. Which I'm still trying to figure out, how were you able to put that all together?
Yeah.
I mean, yes, that shark was pulling my leg. The Joker, and it was in the sea, Catwoman.
Mm-hmm. Well, if it was any other adaptation, they wouldn't know right away.
I mean, seriously, I get it. World's greatest detective.
Yeah.
But that quick, 30 seconds, you're able to figure out the riddle.
Yeah, and realize that they're trying to take over the entire world.
Well, hey.
And they're
if you're gonna do villain things, go big.
Yeah, by dehydrating world leaders for ransom.
Which, interesting way of doing it, but still makes sense.
Yeah, they even had a body count of their henchmen.
Oh yeah. I did not expect that happening.
Yeah, the first 5 were the guys who got dehydrated for the experiment, then rehydrated, then officially dead.
Yeah, because they were unstable, so one hit, but... Oh. Huh. They're just atoms now. They are dead. And Robin was very sad about that. I mean, he's stopping villains, but he didn't want to kill them.
Yeah.
Wait, you mean they're not coming back? Unfortunately, Robin, no, they're not.
Yeah. And then the other one got flown through the trap that was meant for Batman from the Joker.
And didn't he blow up?
Yes, he blew up. So that was...
Seriously, this show...
was sick.
There were deaths in Adam West's Batman.
They were just cartoony deaths.
I mean, 6 henchmen died. How is there a body count in the campy, dancy, bright and colorful Batman?
Yeah.
I swear. And then, of course, we're talking about the silly, outrageous stuff. The aquatic animal repellent. This man used shark repellent bat spray.
Yep.
That is the most hilarious thing ever.
Yep.
And surprisingly, it still is an iconic thing because it's still used sporadically in other interpretations of Batman.
Yeah.
I feel bad for King Shark. He has to deal with that on the regular.
Yeah, but of course, Batman also has pills in case you get knocked out, so that you don't stay knocked out for long, or when the Penguin knocks them out. They're like, thankful that we use those anti-knockout pill, ate those knockout pills before you knock this out.
Well, as we have seen in other interpretations of this version of Batman, this man has anything you can think of on his utility belt. To the point that he even has antidote for an antidote.
Yeah. But I did like the comic book fighting. That was pretty hilarious. Especially with their comic book style.
All the automatopoeia. Pow! Biff! Skirt!
We didn't get much of that until like the final climax of that movie.
Yeah, true. Which,
in the submarine, yeah.
Come on, this is Adam West's Batman. This is a major theatrical film. I need more Biff.
Yep, and then we get, and then I don't know. Cameron Spinlab was just there as a guy who didn't know who he was captured, played by Reginald Denny.
He's just there.
Yeah, and then once
he's not questioning the fact that
the Joker,
well-known clown man,
is here giving him his tea.
Yeah. He's not questioning the fact that, oh, here is the Joker.
No. Yeah.
And plus, why did the Joker wear a domino mask himself a couple of times in this film? He's the Joker. He doesn't really need to...
Everyone wore basically the Riddler mask for that whole world nation capture.
And each one was color-coded for their gimmick.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was pretty funny. Of course, then we get to... Of course, it's also his fault that Batman and Robin had to go fix it when he decides to go break the world nation, the dehydrated...
Yeah, he accidentally knocked over their powder and sneezed, dispersing the powder even more.
Yeah.
So Batman and Robin have to go to the Batcave and fix this, and they weren't completely successful.
And then this is what ending, like, from Help and Medical Mystery Tour.
And when it's like, well, we did the best we could. Later, everybody.
The end.
That's just how it's gonna end. Well, at least you tried. Well, good thing we still have the grappling hook down. Yep. back to the Batcave, back to Wayne Manor.
Yep.
Which, also speaking of that, how in the world were they running that fast that they could... I mean, couldn't they have gotten the Batmobile back or something?
Yeah.
I mean, they just let Penguin take the Batmobile?
Blame Adam West Batman. Because he didn't think that all the way through.
I swear.
Yeah, like I said, Batman sort of lets the things happen.
But that's the Batmobile. You don't let the Batmobile get stolen.
Yeah. But then again, it was based on the show, and they still had a second season that they needed to go film soon.
I swear. This is craziness.
Yep.
And the fact that Batman had to save himself, Robin didn't even try to save him when he got captured.
Or put a homing device. So Bruce wouldn't know that he was going to do that.
And also, one other thing that I'm kind of upset about, we didn't get the proper Batman theme.
Yeah.
Batman.
You get a variation of in the opening credits.
But you need that.
Yeah. I still like the opening credits for the movie. I thought it was pretty good, despite it being not the...
But I want...
Of course, that would be the last time we see Julie Newmar and Frank Gorshin. Well, at least Frank Gorshin until season 3, because he decided to go fight over money and get replaced by John Astin.
Well, if... I mean...
Yeah.
I don't blame him. I mean, when you're showing up on the show that much, you want money. And I mean, no disrespect to, John Ashton. I mean, but I don't see Gomez Adams as the Riddler. It's Frank Gorshin. Yeah. It will always be Frank Gorshin.
Yeah, Frank Gorshin's Riddler is my favorite villain of the 60s show.
Well, I'm more partial to Cesar Romero myself. But.
Yeah. But you want to go Scordy?
Well, sure. Why don't you go first?
I give this an 8 out of 10. I still really enjoy this movie mainly because of my own nostalgia for childhood and watching. And I watched the movie before on reruns back in the day in the 90s when they re-showed it a lot on ABC. And it was really interesting. Although my nitpicks are, like you said, Robin not saving Batman and that ending.
I swear. They didn't succeed.
No.
Well, for me, I'm going to show this film mercy. It still is enjoyable, despite the fact of some misgivings. I give it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
I feel that's fair.
Yep.
I mean, everyone still did fantastic with what they were given for this. It's still fun. You definitely are going to have a good time with it. I mean, my mom also grew up on this show. She came in just to watch a few minutes and she was laughing her butt off. Mm-hmm. Just on some of the things that were happening. It's fun.
Yep.
And that's what this version of Batman was supposed to be. Fun.
But if you're not a big fan of this version or if you have different opinions on this movie or the 60s Batman in general, find us on Facebook, The Royal Screen Team. Find us on YouTube, The Royal Screen Team.
Find us on Reddit as The Real Screen Team. And also find us on Instagram.
And also, comment, subscribe, and share. And also, it really helps for trying to get to 500 subscribers and hopefully another live stream in the future.
Yeah. And then once we reach 1,000 subscribers, we can start monetizing our videos. we'll also start a Patreon, so then we can use the money to, help grow our channel, do some updating with everything involving our show.
Yep.
And we'll also do some special viewer suggestions and even some special videos only for Patreon.
But before we go, we're going to continue Batman with... Now we've done the campy, we're going back to the very dark version.
Yes, the first proper dark version. Mm-hmm. Batman 1989. Or should I say, Tim Burton's Batman.
Yeah. You want to roll us out?
Well, sure. Well, thank you all for coming. Definitely come back and watch us again. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It definitely helps. Cut, print, that's a wrap.